super man. That's super ranking number.
Okay, left to right, we've got Derrick Gordon, Coach Kellogg, Trey Davis, and Chaz Williams. Coach, you make an opening statement and we'll go to questions.
I thought that was a great win for our program on a national television audience, a sold-out Mullins Center. You know, it was great to see the students and everybody, the fans, giving us a huge boost when we needed it there in the second half. And I thought our guys played I thought it was a well-played basketball game both ways as far as intensity and kind of felt like an NCAA tournament level game. So we're ecstatic with the win. And we realized, though, that there is a lot of legs left in this season. We need to make sure we come out to play every single practice, every single night.
Trey, you said yesterday you thought that this game would, the way you played this game would kind of define you as a basketball player after you struggled against them last year. How proud are you of the way you played tonight and the strides you made?
For myself, I'm extremely proud of myself. I didn't have any turnovers looking at that now. I've been in the gym and I'm getting positive results, so I'm just going to keep standing in the gym and doing what I'm doing.
Chaz, you guys had fewer turnovers than them. You were forcing the issue in the way that they like to force the issue against other teams. Did you kind of bring, especially picking Weber's pocket at the end, kind of bring your own brand of havoc into this game?
No, we bring pain. We don't bring no havoc. That's their slogan. That's what they do. We're all about pain over here. So, you know, I just wanted to go out and make a play, make a good play for my team, and I didn't want to give up on the play.
Were you in some pain at the end of there? It looked like you were hobbling there.
Yeah, I was cramping up. It's no pain. I'm just cramping up.
This, I mean, sure can't erase the pain of the tournament last year, but getting over that hump in the third try, how does that feel to do this in Air Court and get that win?
It was great. We had a great crowd behind us. One, got to thank all the guys that came out tonight and, you know, made this game the way it was. And then two, you know, we just worried about this year and focused on this year because we both had two different teams from last year. So, you know, we just wanted to worry about us and just do what Coach wanted us to do and execute game plan, and that's what we did tonight.
For any of you, how nice was it for you guys to bounce back the way you did, considering the last time at home you guys were kind of disappointing after against George Mason? Anybody?
It was good. It was great actually because you know, once again the crowd, you know, they gave us that extra energy, that extra boost, and then you know, we felt like we let them come into our home last time. George Mason, speaking of George Mason, we let them come into our home and do whatever they wanted. So, you know, we didn't want that to happen again, and we trying to limit that from happening. So tonight we just wanted to come out and make a statement.
Derrick, were you pleased with your team's poise in handling when they did get trapped and they did get pressured and so forth? It seemed like your guys were ready for it.
Yeah, I thought they did a nice job of practice this week of, you know, paying attention to detail, of trying to execute game plan, and then, you know, I think both teams felt like after 5 days of practice and whatever you did, that the game plans were both in order. Now it was up to the guys on the floor to make plays and play basketball, and it became a basketball game. They trap and make you play. I think we get up and down and make them play, and I thought our guys handled the pressure pretty well. We came back to the ball, met passes, attacked. We just missed. I thought when we we let them kind of go on our runs. It was more that we missed a bunch of layups tonight, and that's what they try to do. You know, make you miss threes and layups.
And in fact, you didn't hit any threes tonight. We looked it up. This was the first time since '06 that UMass had actually played a game and not hit a three. To do that against this team with that pressure, can you just speak to the efficiency of your offense to be able to do that?
Yeah, well, I thought once we were 0 for 6, I told my guys really to stop shooting threes. So I was trying to break the record, and the floor was open. So it was kind of one of those deals where, you know, why settle? Like, get to the free throw line, get to the basket, and quit settling for threes. We're not a great three-point shooting teams at times anyway, and so why settle for that? I thought we could get to the rim and kind of use our slashing ability, really, of these three guys to make plays for the rest of the guys.
Derrick, is this the kind of game that you like to play? Maybe this style, that style of team? It seemed like you were kind of thriving.
Yeah, I'm definitely up and down player. And VCU, they wasn't new. I mean, I played them twice when I was at my old school, so I kind of knew what they was about, and most of the players were still there. So at the end of the day, I mean, I was just happy that we came out the W, but it was definitely a little personal to me. So,
DJ, a couple weeks ago, the storyline was DG's kind of got his confidence back. Is it more now that this is just the kind of player that you all along?
Yes, definitely is, and I was a lot more confident my free throw shooting, and DK kept me in the game at the end, so thank him for that.
You're 4 for 5 from the line.
But yeah, my confidence is just gonna keep going, and I'm gonna just keep working hard at the gym.
Derrick, it's tough to step back from it in the heat of the 40 minutes, but did you allow any of the atmosphere tonight to kind of soak in, and did it give you any feeling of, 20 years
To start
ago
the
or
game, I
something?
had a little touch of it because it was just unbelievable. I mean, when the crowd was into it, everybody was standing, raising their towel. Matty G almost fainted with his stand up. It was great. So yeah, there was a time there where I was enjoying the moment. But the strange thing is I like when we have nights like this and it goes well. I kind of just like to go sit back and chill out by myself and love that other people are enjoying our success. It's like, it's to me, to see all my college friends and wife's college friends and family and all the people that are back around the program enjoying this is like, for me, that's euphoria. It's just unbelievable.
Chaz, there was a play, it was midway through the second half, where you hit the big lay-in, put you guys up 4, and it was like 56-52, they burned a timeout. You weren't hooting or hollering, you were just focused, staring at the ground, and just, you could tell you were into it. Was that hunger, or can you just describe the emotions of that play, if you remember?
Got a little back and forth going into halftime, so I'm not a talkative person like that, like as far as talking junk, so I was just focused. I didn't want to say nothing. I just wanted to keep my head down and just keep grinding forward. And I actually tweeted the other day, head down, grind forward. And I said my big bro gave me that advice, and that was actually Victor Cruz that told me that. So, seeing him there today and just knowing what he told me, I was just like, I'm not gonna say nothing. Just keep my head down and just keep playing.
Trey, can you talk about the basket that put the team ahead? Was that play completely called for you?
Nah, it wasn't completely called for me, but my shot wasn't really falling because I really couldn't get much lift to that shot because of my thigh. But I felt good. I felt comfortable. I was in rotation. I just took a shot. I knew I was gonna make it.
Coach, you're the obvious connection here between the era of the 90s and now, and I know you're in the middle of the season, but tonight, essentially, I mean, you guys, you're going to make the tournament barring an absolute collapse here. How does it feel to you allow yourself to even... Hey,
No, you're good.
You know what I'm saying, though,
I thought that was a big...
Do you at least, are you, as a team, do you acknowledge just how special this is and how basically this is inevitability?
I do, kind of let the guys know that we have something special going on here and take advantage of it. Each and every day, take advantage of the crowd being the way it was, that we have a national television audience, and you have to enjoy it because it really only happens once. And you don't want to look back on your career and say, what if? What if I would have played a little harder that particular day or that instance, or practiced a little harder? Let's try to leave everything on the floor and see where this kind of magical ride can lead us. And for me, I do look back on it because I played here when we were going to the NCAA tournament quite frequently, and the gym was sold out. And what's special for me is I kind of sold these guys on a vision of what was UMass could become or what it was, and to see it come to fruition for me is that's special because each and every one of these guys that sat in their living room or one way or another got them to come here.
Is this as big a battle? Is this as big a battle of toughness as you have had as a coach? I mean, havoc, pain, whatever you want to call it. I mean, these are two teams with a real relentlessness.
Yeah, it was because, and I thought the refs did a really good job of letting you play, but also kind of keeping it to a certain level. And it was two teams really battling and going at it. And I think they play really hard, VCU. I watched them on tape. I love watching them on TV. And they play really hard, and I thought our guys matched them every step of the way. There was a back and forth battle.
For you guys,
it has been the cleanest run through the A-10. I mean, what can the last two victories do for this team?
Well, I think they solidify that we're a team that can beat some of the top teams in the conference in the league, teams that have high RPIs and probably NCAA tournament level teams themselves. And as the league keeps going and the season keeps moving forward, I guess we keep getting more credibility as a conference because you watch George Mason go and take St. Louis to overtime twice. You're seeing a lot of different games go on. It's a really good league. It's a tough league, and I'm glad that the fans are really appreciating how good of a league this is and how tough every game can be.
For any of the players, did you guys get a feel for, after the George Mason game, you guys were frustrated, you guys were upset with yourselves. Did that game kind of refocus you guys and make maybe the last 2 games that you've had that much more possible?
Trey.
We definitely came together. It's, I don't know, it was just a brotherhood. After that game, we just talked to each other. We didn't really get down on ourselves. We just came closer. And when you come closer as a team like that, you know, you really don't dwell on situations like that because it's just on to the next, and that's what we did. Came together big man.
Derrick, did you feel the same, sort of the same? You were wondering after that game how your team would handle the adversity. Do you feel like that they've proven something to you?
Yeah, they have, and they've proven stuff to me every step of the way this year and even in years past. So I'm proud of these guys. You know, we rebounded from a tough loss against George Mason with 2 big victories, and now we just can't settle and rest on our laurels. It's time to, like, all right, it's good that we've had a good run to this point, but how far can this team go? And I think we can do something special this year. So.
Coach, Shaka Smart mentioned, you know, that there's a lot of sophistication regarding the A-10, and you mentioned, you know, this is a good game for the conference. Last year you had 5 bids to the NCAA tournament, but, you know, 2 of those bids are gone, Butler and Temple. What does it mean to show that VCU, George Washington, UMass, and St. Louis can all kind of make sure it's, you know, it's not fluky? Last year wasn't a fluke.
Well, I think it just continues with the A-10 has always stood the test of time for one reason or another, and I think we've even withstood it even stronger this time around because you have some programs in this league that, you know, I'd say VCU, St. Louis, and some of the other ones that they're set, they're programs now, and then you have some up-and-comers that are trying to become programs, and then you have some other ones that are good basketball teams that are a tough out. I mean, you got, I don't know how many it is because I don't look at that quite frequently, but you have so many, you probably have 7 teams in the top 60 of the RPI. That's probably as good as almost any conference in the country except for maybe 2 of them. So the proof is really right there in the numbers. I know people like to look at them and say that that's not the way it is, and if this team did that and this, well, that's what it says. So if you don't like it, too bad. So, thank you.
Go Yankees.